Kanye West has just announced that Donda 2 will be dropping on February 22nd. It's going to be executive produced by Future. So let me ask you one question. Do you still think it's coming out on that day?
Listen, as a Kanye fan, I do have trust issues when it comes to release dates, but I'm so excited that we're getting a new Kanye album so soon after Donda. And in today's video, guys, we'll be taking you through everything you need to know about Kanye West Donda 2, from the confirmed collaborators and artists that he's been seen working with, all the way to the film projects and visuals that he's going to have planned for this album. And also, if we think this album is actually going to be coming out, and all the other updates. So make sure to stay connected with us, because we did this for the first Donda rollout, where we actually took you guys through the listening parties and all the breaking news from the features and more. And we're going to be doing the exact same thing for this Donda 2 album rollout, because it's so exciting to go through the motions with Kanye and see his creative process. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also let us know in the comments, do you think Donda 2 will actually be coming out? So I'll return the question to you, man. Do you think it's going to be coming out?
Oh, shit, man. If I had to put my money on it, I'd say yeah. I mean, listen, he has to strike when the iron's hot. I mean, he's been seen with a lot of collaborators too. So that's my question. Let's go through the actual collaborators that, could be seen on this new Donda 2
And before
project.
we get to that, a very interesting thing is that Future is executive producing the album, meaning that he might also have a feature on it. And it's pretty cool because they were seen spotted together at the New Year's Eve party, and people were kind of joking that maybe Future converted him into this toxic kind of era of Kanye West with the misogyny, and maybe we'll get songs like Ecstasy where Kanye is being super raw. But let's get into the confirmed collaborators. So Kanye West has been seen with Pusha T recording a video, as well as Cardi B, and he's recording this album in Miami. And the artists that were seen at the studio sessions include Fabio Foreign, French Montana, Big Sean, ASAP Rocky, Travis Scott, Moneybagg Yo, Scarface, Mos Def, Pressa, Blueface, Jay Electronica, DJ Khaled, will.i.am, and The Game, which, he released Eazy with Kanye already. So with all these collaborators, bro, that was a huge thing with Donda, was like getting 30 plus features. So kind of looks like we're into the same vibe here, right?
Oh, man, I'm super down for that. Just imagine the first listening experience if this ends up coming out with Donda 2, and we always do live album reactions with you guys on the Patreon plan. So
it would be so awesome
gonna be
for
fucking
Donda
crazy.
2, bro.
Imagine for Donda 2 coming out this early. So, if you guys want to access it, link in the description. But going back onto the collaborators, it's interesting because it was a major moving force with Donda. Like, people were talking about who was going to make the album because he was previewing different features with each and every single listening party. And what's interesting now, too, is that looking at the collaborator list, it looks like he's going into a different direction with the album. So do you think that there's going to be more of a trap influence with everything that's going on now?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that, Metro Boomin, Weezy are attached to Donda 2 as well, with Future's influence being there. So, like, I'm expecting some fucking Kanye trap bangers. Maybe some more Metro beats like Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. I'm totally in for that. And it kind of reminds me of maybe some of the material Kanye would have been working on for TurboGrafx 16, which would have came out, I believe, in like 2016, right?
2017, I believe, to be
2017?
2017 to be more specific. But I think that it would be a really nice direction for him, because it would be a modern twist on the stuff that he's already done on Donda. So I would want to see the way that he would segue into that. But I want to get into another, interesting conversation. Let's go through all the visuals, because, it looks like he's working on a movie, and it looks like he's been working on some music videos as well.
Yeah, so there were some photos that actually surfaced of Kanye West and Julia Fox posing, apparently, according to Daily Mail, for this movie that Kanye is working on for Donda 2, which is super exciting because we know that he had the Runaway film. So Kanye's talents are just, it's limitless what he's able to do creatively. So to have a movie attached to this would be brilliant. Apart from that, I also think that it's pretty cool that the Genius documentary is debuting on Netflix just a couple of days before Donda 2 comes out on February 16th. So we have so much Kanye material to look forward to for the next couple of weeks. And let's actually talk about now The Game and Kanye's single called Eazy. So kind of dropped out of nowhere. How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I've been listening to it, but I don't know if it's actually going to make the album. Maybe it's going to be on The Game's new album. We'll have to see what happens with it. But I think that when you're looking at the way he's going to be crafting this next album, I think we could expect a different array of sounds. So what I got from Eazy is that he's back on his rapping vibes again. Maybe he's going to be delivering full verses. Swearing is maybe going to be included into the album now. And who knows? I feel as if Kanye's on this different type of vibe than he was with Donda. Like, it's going to be a sort of different sentiment. So let me ask you, like, what are your expectations for this new album?
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting Kanye to go into a more of a trap influence sound. Apart from that, I also feel like Kanye West is going to be just as raw as he was on an album like Ye, where he's just being very expressive and just not holding anything back, because that's kind of the same vibe I got on a song like Eazy. Even with the flows, it just reminded me of a song like Yikes, where he has a lot of confidence, he has a lot of bravado, and I think he's going to bring that through Donda too. So it's super exciting. And before we get into, kind of some final predictions, who are some artists you want to see featured on this apart from, the actual list we have?
I always say Baby Keem. Like, I want to see him featured on every single project that comes out this year, but I'd love to see him make a return. I think, he did a great job on Donda. Other than that, I mean, he's knocked it down with every single artist that I've seen him work with. So
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing of like maybe Vori again, because Vori had a great performance on a lot of songs on Donda, like Jonah and other sorts of tracks. So how do you feel about that? Like, do you think that he should stick with a certain type of feature list, or do you think maybe he should limit it? Like, what's your final say on that feature list? And same thing to you. Who would you want to see on this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that I do trust him in terms of the artists he's going to bring in, but I would like him to see him work with some other artists, maybe like Lil Wayne, who he hasn't worked with in a long time. I think that could be dope. Apart from that, I would also love to see Kanye work with Kendrick Lamar again after No More Parties in LA. I feel like Kendrick pushed him to get more lyrical, so that was awesome. And anytime Ye and Andre 3000 link up, you're gonna get magic there as well. But yeah, I'm trying to think of someone that Kanye hasn't worked with, but he's pretty much worked with the whole fucking industry.
I want to say Drake, though. I really want to
Drake
see.
would be cool.
I want to see a Drake collab. Like, they obviously came together for the Los Angeles show back in December, and it was a great moment because it showed unity between them. And it would be interesting to see the way Drake's new sound and Kanye's new sound would mesh together. Like, how would we do it? And I heard the cover of 24 that Drake did, and it sounded fantastic. So who knows? Like, bringing that element into this album could add a lot of value to it.
Yeah,
so,
but
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. So, just speaking on this now that we have this date, bro, and the fact that it's Kanye's first time tackling a sequel, which it kind of goes against Kanye's moniker just because he's been known to reinvent himself with every album. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like we're going to be getting a lot of similar sounds to what we got with Donda, or do you think this will still be a new era of Kanye West creatively?
I think it's going to be a new era of Kanye West creatively. I just think that it's going to be attached to Donda. So the fact that it's a partner album now, because you could say it's the second installment, is going to be interesting because this is kind of a new era for Kanye. This is new territories for him. He's never done this before. I mean, Yandy was supposed to be sort of a continuation or a partner with Yeezus because of the whole darker and then, lighter side of him. And that was the whole concept behind it. And then, we saw what happened with that. It did end up coming out. Yeezus 2 ended up coming. Yeezus 2 ended up transforming into what? I believe it was The Life of Pablo, correct?
Yeah.
Like, that ended up transitioning.
It ended up turning into So Help Me God and like different variations of the album.
So now it's like, is Donda 2 going to end up becoming a different variation? Because listen, we have the confirmed date, but
It's Kanye West.
It's Kanye
much.
West. Like, don't exclude any sort of narratives of him pushing back this album. So I'm gonna ask you that. What are the probabilities of him dropping this album from a fan standpoint? What do you think about it?
Listen, bro, one big thing that concerned me and I think a lot of fans for the first Donda album was the fact that he wasn't speaking at all. Like, he didn't post anything on his socials. He was just kind of staying quiet and making other people in his team kind of speak for him, like Justin LeBoy. So that wasn't trustworthy to begin with. But I have way more hope now knowing that Kanye himself is announcing the release date. And also, he's been bubbling up and seeing in the studio with so many other artists. So it does seem like this is actually going to happen. And like we said earlier, guys, we'll be keeping you updated with everything that happens for this Kanye West rollout. So make sure to stay connected with us for the entire rollout of Kanye West Donda 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching the full video, and if you're new to NFR, be sure to hit that subscribe button as we'll be keeping you guys updated with the latest album releases in terms of update videos, album reviews, and our own original series on the weekly. And we also have our Patreon plan available in the description below, where you can access weekly bonus content and also access to our Discord. So be sure to check out all of that, and we'll catch you in the next one.